retired CIA officer testified Roswell alien beings' DNA was found in human genome. Aliens are being kept at a military base in Ohio, USA, according to one former employee who worked there for almost 40 years. This is by Vicky Vermahausen-Wines. John Ramirez, former CIA official with 25 years of experience, has been sharing the knowledge he gained about UAPs, what we call UFOs, in the course of his work since 2021. He possesses a wealth of information and experience on the subject of UAPs and the U.S. intelligence organization. Due to his revelations of UAPs riddles that had never been discussed in public by government officials, he established himself as an influential figure on social media. Among all his claims, the most surprising reveal is about the alleged human hybridization programs. He strongly believes that the 1947 Roswell crash happened and its occupants that were unlike humans were recovered. In a recent tweet on the retired CIA officer John Ramirez by investigative journalist Ross Coulthart has opened up a new channel to discuss the topics that were considered fringe before. The UAP phenomenon is becoming more intense and mysterious with more credible sources, bringing new information. Coulthart questions why the U.S. government lied about the Roswell crash. Coulthart's tweet mentions Ramirez's interview with Martin Willis live shows, where he revealed the never-told information on the Roswell UFO crash, the extraterrestrial alien occupants of that spacecraft, and their DNA that only came out after World War II. Ramirez discussed an unclassified meeting he attended about modern human origins, quote-unquote, his personal thoughts on the subject, his own personal experiences, and the UFO connection between him and several of his colleagues that led to their careers. John Ramirez served at the CIA Directorate of Science and Technology, Directorate of Intelligence, and ODNI National Counter-Proliferation Center between 1984 and 2009. At the CIA, he was a chief intelligence analyst specializing in ballistic missile defense, weapon system radars, and technical collection activities. He was a SIGINT, S-I-G-I-N-T expert and multiple discipline collection needs strategist at the NCPC. Ramirez served in the U.S. Navy as an electronics warfare technician aboard surface ships from 1973 to 1979. He majored in political science at George Washington University, Washington, D.C., and graduated in 1983. Ramirez says he attended a one-day symposium at a hotel in 2001 that was unclassified, about which he was himself surprised. He recalled the story went back to after World War II. He said that the CIA was interested in the hybridization of humans, and he was told by two top officials, their names are classified, that they discovered an alien DNA in the human genome. Quote, I give credence to the fact that Roswell actually happened. I will believe personally that bodies were recovered, and if these bodies were examined and then their DNA was examined, and they know that what that alien genome looks like, and they looked at humans, and they can identify the same sequences in the human genome, I think that was what led them to believe that there's a hybridization of humans, and they further said in this one-day symposium that they have not only alien DNA, but enhanced alien DNA. We know that Roswell happened in July of 1947, if we believe in Colonel Corso, if you believe in eyewitnesses, if we believe the Roswell story, then we know that the bodies were recovered. We have to believe that those bodies were examined somewhere, and we have to believe that they were able to sequence something in those bodies that looked like a genome, and from there they checked the human genome and saw the correlations. That's what I believe because that's what I was told. I don't have any evidence of that, but by releasing these names, I would hope that serious researchers and journalists would contact these people and try to get the story. If they would even admit to the story, but I heard that with my own ears, Ramirez said. Many netizens refute to accept Ramirez's narrative of Roswell's alien DNA story as they believe DNA was discovered in 1953. That is not true. Ramirez is correct. DNA was discovered in 1869 by Swiss researcher Friedrich Miescher, who was originally trying to study the composition of lymphoid cells, white blood cells, that is. Then, in the decades that followed Mischer's discovery, other scientists, notably Phoebus Levine and Erwin Chargaff, conducted a series of studies that revealed additional characteristics about the DNA molecule, which as its fundamental chemical components and the manner in which they were connected. Watson and Crick's groundbreaking conclusion in 1953 that the DNA molecule exists in the form of a three-dimensional double helix may never have been achieved without the scientific groundwork supplied by these pioneers. The Ramirez made an intriguing statement in response to the rumor that the U.S. government is reluctant to discuss the potential UFO occupants. The U.S. Air Force may be partially to blame for this current stance, according to Ramirez, however, not for obvious reasons. He commented, quote, "The Air Force and their exploitation of that type of technology made a mess of things, as when people see the triangular craft and they're not flying in space but in our atmosphere, it points to the fact that we know what the triangles are and we want people to think they're seeing UFOs because people won't know exactly what they're seeing," end quote. Some others believe Ramirez's assessments that the U.S. Air Force might be to blame for reports of triangular aircraft, dubbed the TR-3B by some, may be true. Tom DeLonge hinted that the U.S. government controlled these ships on the Joe Rogan Experience, but he also said that some of them belonged to other intelligence. DeLonge asserted that triangle-shaped ships, presuming they have tail fins, represent technological advancements made by humans. Moreover, Ramirez also stated in an interview with Project Unity that humans are hybrids. According to him, Elizondo is unable to use the word hybridization, but the Pentagon employees are counting on him to do so eventually. Elizondo discussed the possibility that non-human intelligence have been in contact with humans for a very long time on the Theories of Everything podcast. This would imply that we all have forgotten about our own past, which would hide the possibility that we are hybrids of humans and extraterrestrials. And this is on Collective Spark by Vicky Vermehausen-Wise. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box